Hello everybody, it is I, Siberian, and I am back with 1.6.3. That's right, new version of Aurora, new restart. Now, I think you're probably all extremely tired of seeing the exact same start all over and over and over again, and wasting episode time on the same start, same period, same sequence, all the same. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and skipped to 2033 from a 2020 start. So we've skipped 13 years of setup, and we have just reached the stage where we are starting to colonize Sol. We've got our standard survey ship. There it is. We've got a standard survey ship. We've got our colony ship, we've got our cargo ship, we've got a generic thing that I created for future use. We've got an orbital mining platform designed but not yet built, and we have a tug designed but not yet built. Earth is looking not too shabby at the moment. We have 460 construction factories, 350 mines, 25 fuel refineries, 50 maintenance facilities, 50 financial centers. Probably need a little bit more. We are a little bit in debt. Earth is looking okay. The minerals on Earth are reasonable. Not terrible. Not great. About 3.5. Luna is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Huge reserves of duranium and gallicite, as well as boronite. Good amount of macassium. Bit of neutronium. Mars is also pretty good. We got a good amount of duranium and a splash of iridium. Mercury is fantastic with a couple million duranium, couple million neutronium, splashes of carbamide, a chunk of low accessibility titanium, and a whole heap of thorium and corundium at low accessibilities, as well as a bunch of macassium. So Mercury is absolutely splendid. Venus is also really, really good with 43.5 million high accessibility duranium, splash of neutronium, bunch of titanium, boronite, and a whole heap of corundium. So inner worlds are absolutely incredible. Mars even has some ground survey potential that might hopefully make it even more useful. Jupiter has a really good amount of thorium. Io is really good. Ganymede is really good. We also got a bunch of splashes of minerals all over the system. Iapetus is good. Iapetus? Iapetus? I'm not sure how to pronounce that, actually. Uranus has a heap of thorium as well. We also got splashes of basically minerals everywhere. All three of the big gas giants all have a whole bunch of thorium. We got a Minerva with a whole bunch of moons. So we have a Minerva with moons. It's a gas giant. I expect it'll probably end up with thorium as well. And these moons tend to be a little bit on the rich side from what little we have experienced. And we haven't even started. Well, we have surveyed the comets. And the comets are pretty good. Comets are pretty good all around. So I am going to be crying when Steve finally releases the next patch and nukes my save. But we'll see what we can dig up. Our scientists are plentiful and useful, which is good. We've got a bunch of good scientists. We've got a 25% energy weapons. We've got a 30% power. We've got a 25% sensor. We've got a good ground combat and defensive guy, logistics guy, missile guy. We got everyone. Interestingly enough, no biologists. What up with that? 13 years and not a single biologist. I think we may have a bizarro save here. And I swear I did not transfer all the bioscientists out into other fields. I swear I did not. We just have not generated a single bioscientist this run. Really weird. Shipyards are pretty bog standard. We got two 5,000 shipyards, one with 3 slips, one with 1 slip. We got a 3 slip single kiloton shipyard that I'm looking to get some facts into. We got our civilian yard for freighters, which is getting a slipway. And we have a second civilian that's just been done that I'm going to build up for our tug, which is 28,000 tons. So we're going to bump that to 30,000. No, not you. You. So we got that going. Industry is pretty good. We're working on getting a last military academy, working on some research facilities and a third commercial shipyard complex, as well as grinding out construction factories. Now, I've got 500 infrastructure queued, but what I've been doing, and you'll notice that we've got little spots of colonists here. What I've been doing is I've been using my single colony ship to basically just dump people on the inner worlds and let the civilians use their freighter to ship the infrastructure over. Now, they're not using the colony ships for some reason. Probably just because the population is so close to the limit that they're not willing to push it over themselves. But their freighter moves every single time, and that is going to be feeding them a little bit of cash. So I can't subsidize them, but I can feed them a little bit of cash, and colonists are free, which makes it a lot cheaper than shipping infrastructure over. So at the moment, we're dumping another couple of 100,000 on Luna, and that is going to get our civilian freighter working happily. It does bump the unrest a little bit, but by cycling which planet we go to makes life a little bit easier. So we just finished research on infrared laser. We're getting our armor buffed against Masons, as well as getting turret tracking speed and laser focal size. So we are moving on. Okay, so colonists are complete. Luna is now at 0.5 million. You can see the growth rate is down, but we are going to end up with yeah, see, time required. So he's already on it. He's already on it. And we're getting morale hits, but that is fine. Okay, Mason buff is done, so we're getting tracking speed. I'm hoping that eventually they'll grind up enough cash that they will be able to build another freighter. Hopefully they'll be able to build another freighter out. Current wealth is 290 at the moment. Last year income is 75. So they're not making a lot of money, but they are making money. Once we can get our infrastructure over, then that will be fine. Yeah, we already got 100 infrastructure over here. One thing that I could do is I could actually steal this infrastructure and dump it on Mercury. Actually, that is a crazy idea. Okay, I'm going to steal the infrastructure from Luna using our cargo fleet. So Luna, load infrastructure and move it onto Mercury. So what this will do is this will create an artificial demand for infrastructure on Luna, right? It'll create an artificial demand on infrastructure on Luna. Because it's so close, the freighter should be able to very quickly restock it from Earth. On the other hand, on Mercury, it will create an artificial demand for population because there will be a gap between the current population and the maximum population, and that should hopefully get their colony ships working. So that's what we're going to do. And we should see, there they go. So now their colony ships are working, so that will increase how much money they are able to get. And I forgot to cycle our cargo ships. Luna, load installation. Mercury, unload installation, and cycle moves. Now, this will probably cause a lot of colonists to die, especially on Luna. And we're probably going to get a whole bunch of unrest on Luna. So, yeah. We'll see. Either way, it's fine. As long if political stability gets a little bit too low, we can always just stop that. Yeah, that works. Yep, that's working pretty well. So they're now working. If we go and take a look at their finances, 175 now. So 405 is current wealth. Once they get more ships, this will be this will have a lot less impact because they're going to be able to react a little bit faster. Of course, this is only really working because they have both a freighter and a colony ship. But now that I think about it, that means we don't really need this because we have a way, because they're just shipping the goods. And we have 1,600 infrastructure a year. So I'm sure that'll be more than enough. So that means we need to figure out what we're going to do for the shipyard and the complex. And I think for that, I'm going to queue up a bunch of mines, like 350. There we go. I'm going to queue one spaceport to get that built so we can relocate it. Yeah, we can relocate it. We do have research facilities being built. That is fine. But this mine and the spaceport will take over from the academy and the commercial shipyard complex, and that will be okay. So let's keep on going. Small sacrifices on Luna equal a more thriving civilian economy. Alright, 12 centimeter laser size is done. We need a little bit of sensors. So Nuri, I will get you to get me fire control speed rating of 3,000. And fire control range of 48,000. Also going to get sensitivity strength of 8. And is that everything we need for the moment? Flight control, that's for air groups. That's for fighters. Main engineering, maybe? A CIC would also be useful. No, we'll run CIC once we actually start building like proper battleships and stuff. Right now, we're just going to be focusing on getting our basic defense frigates going. That's shuttling pretty well now. Some good progress right now. Okay, so slipway has been added, so we now have our additional slipway on our civilian yard. I'm going to just add a third one. I'm not building any more ships at the moment because we have just enough right now. Alright, they have built a second freighter. Okay, so that is going really well. And I think that's just the 5th ship just now. So civilian economy is now starting to thrive, which is excellent. We can stop the funky shuttle once we get our spaceport built, because then we can get the freighters to ship the spaceport over. We can also probably start shipping some mines over, because Luna has 1.2 million workers and Mercury has a couple million. So, yeah, I think I'm going to stop you guys. Come and refuel, resupply. And what I'm going to do now is, because we actually have wealth, we are going to order some mines. So Luna has 1 million. We can do... It's 50,000 a pop, 100,000. So it's 20 per million. Right, 20 mines per million. So civilian economy, mine, we have 1.5 million. So we're just going to add 20 mines on Luna and 20 mines on Mercury. And Earth is going to supply 40 mines. Cool. So now their freighters will have something to do other than helping to keep Mercury's colonists alive desperately. And this will also give our various colonists on Mercury and Luna something to actually do beyond, you know, not dying. So that's nice. All right. There is our third commercial shipyard. Let's bump that up to 50,000, which is a good baseline for commercial ships. Also, we can probably tool this to the tug. Is that the tug? The Agnazan? No, the Aldenach is what we're going for. 28,000 tons. Okay, so we're like 2,000 tons off. That's fine. Once we get the tug, we can queue up construction of an orbital miner and start moving it to the various comets and asteroids that have mineral deposits. Alright, Military Academy is done on Earth. So now we are making both the mines and the construction factories. No, mines and the spaceport. So the spaceport is now under construction. It's going to take about 2 years. But that's fine. Okay. All right, computer capacity is done, which means we can actually tool our shipyard for the Aldenach. Yes. And start construction. I don't know if we have any components, but no, that's, yeah, scrap that. We'll keep the maintenance storage bay because that can always be reused. Okay. We have a construction on the way? Yes, we do. Good. That means over here, space station, Andri Fuku, 25%. Queue that up. And we're off. Civilians are nice and flowing. Lots of work for them to do, which is good. No bugs or errors or crashes yet, which is excellent. Alright, looks like they're doing... Alright, that is now also another important factor. Luna has reached a population... Well, no, they kind of haven't, really. They don't have any demand. They need to get up to about 10 million before they will actually have any demand. Available workers is 0.4. Hang on, 1.1 miners. Oh, they got 22 mines. Where's the other 2 come from? That's weird. Okay. Oh, you know what? That's fine. That's fine. And 2 more mines. Weird. Okay. Let's ship that over. I think some of the freighters got a little bit confused there, that's all. 0.6, we can probably move some more mines over, but Mercury is a little bit short. That's not a huge deal. Not a huge deal at all. Beam fire control range is done. We just got sensor sensitivity yet. That's going to take about 6 months. And then we can start designing our patrol frigate. No, they're not growing naturally. It looks like they are getting bumped up. Yeah, it looks like the civilian colonists are actually moving across, which is good. Yeah, because there's actually a decent gap between population and infrastructure support. So that's why the colony ships are actually moving it across. And that's fine. That's good. We actually do want that. We can probably move another 20 mines across to Lunar. No, that's supply. 20 mines. 20 mines. How are we actually doing on Lunar? So Lunar's already got an output of about 800 minerals a year because the minerals are absolutely fantastic. Mercury has an output of about 800 minerals a year. So this is really, really good. We're going to let the minerals stock up a little bit. Are we mining corundium? Yes, on Mercury. Good. So at the moment, yeah, we're mining everything, but we're not really going to know what we're missing until we get this. Would be nice if there was more information here. Hopefully Steve will expand this, because right now it is basically bare bones. I expect that he probably will. It's just not quite ready yet, because he's still working on patching instead of content. I mean, he's still adding little spots of content here and there, but yeah, it's pretty much just patching at the moment. Yeah, events isn't done yet either. But that's pretty standard. Nothing really surprising there. Now, what's really interesting, right, is that for portions of the year, Mercury is closer to Earth, right? Well, most of the time, Mercury is closer to Earth. Sometimes Mars is closer to Earth. Luna's never closer to Earth, never further from Earth than Mercury, though. So that's why Luna is getting pretty much all the love, and Mercury is not really. So, yeah. That's why Mercury is a little bit over, actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually... Oh. Oh, dear. Are you damaged? Shit. Okay, so gotta get that tug out real fast. Because your first job, as soon as you're done, is going to go and rescue our canary. We need to actually get this back to refuel, resupply, and overhaul. Oh god, it's already out the jet. Oh, actually there's an LP. There's a Lagrange point, so that's fine. Refuel, resupply, and again overhaul. Yeah, that's bad because its speed is 1. So I mean, it's going to chug slowly, but that'll literally take it centuries. Yeah, the tug will be done first. Oh, what happened here? EM sensitivity is done, which is excellent. So that means that we can start looking into getting our frigate done. So we'll just get this thing. Frigate. Frigates. So 4 of these. Design tech, active sensor, and I will come back to that. Beam fire control, we are going with speed of 2200. Yep, 2200. Range, we're going with 96. Prototype that. Hang on. Oh, yeah, okay. Prototype that. For our engines, we are going with 20 hull size for 1,000 tons. We don't have higher engine power, but that's fine. We'll prototype that. NTE. M-NTE, prototype that. We are going with lasers. 12 centimeter laser. Standard mount. Capacitor recharge rate of 1. Probably should bump that up, actually. Alright, let's not bother with the laser at the moment. We need capacitors. We need capacitor recharge rate of 2. And we have Gus here with a 35% power and propulsion. He's going to get that knocked out in about 4 months. So we're going to let that run. Although apparently he is one short of actually being able to handle everything. So I guess we'll give Asmara a little bit of time to start working on the Sorium harvester, which we will need to, because we have like a whole bunch of gas giants that have a whole heap of Sorium on them. I've got a bunch of promotions in a row. Alright, recharge rate 2 is done. So let's go back into design. Design tech. Laser. So 12 centimeter, we've cut the fire rate in half. So we'll cut the fire rate in half. That's fine. I'm going to prototype that. We are going with a power plant. We'll actually go for the power plant in a sec. So that's fine. Let's start adding these prototypes in. So first engine, and then our laser. 3 lasers will suffice, I think. It's a good amount of damage for a decent amount of patrol speed. We're going with fuel range of 92 billion. Design tech, we are going with... Actually, I'll come back to that. Beam fire control. I don't know why we have 2. These are identical. What happens if we obsolete? Okay. Tech reports, technology reports. Okay, it looks like that just... No, it's still there. Still exists. Okay. That's a little bit annoying. I think you should be able to delete a prototype tech completely, like a prototype component completely, without having to research it. Alright, so I've got a beam fire control. Alright, is that? No, okay. So we've got a fire control. And do we actually have our power plant? No, we do not. Because I'm wondering if maybe we should add more. Okay, so we got... So this is basically bare bones. Couple little more components that will get us up to 3,000. And tracking speed is fine there. Tracking speed is actually... Tracking speed is actually less. So what we actually need to do... I'm gonna have to double check with speed. Like, what's the point of these? Like, if you're making one of these, right, and the minimum is the racial tracking speed in the actual math, then there's no point ever using 0.75 because you'll literally lose nothing by going 0.5, except a couple of hull size and a crew and making it cheaper. Gonna have to get some clarification on that. But in that case, then normal size, normal speed, because might as well. We don't really lose anything. So let's go for 3K. Okay. So let's copy this and let's bolt a second engine on it to get us speed up a little bit further. We'll add a little bit extra fuel storage. We'll add engineering spaces to bump the maintenance costs, to bump the maintenance life. Deployment time we're going to bump up to 9 months. And because of making a bigger ship, I think a 4th laser. So that'll get us to 4,500 tons. That will fill out our shipyard. So the question is the 50% more expensive ship worth 1 extra laser? I don't know if it is. Like, it's only 300 kilometers a second faster, like 400. It'll be 300 once we add power plant and active sensor and stuff like that. But no, I don't think it is. Okay. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. I think once we get better tech, then we'll get the slightly bigger one. But for now, we'll use this one. Okay. Design tech, active sensor, beam fire control. Oh, we already got the beam fire control. Active sensor, we're going to go for a really small one. Just 16 million kilometers. Prototype that. And we are going with... Actually, let's get a resolution 1, just big enough for sensors. So this will detect size 6 missiles at 380,000 kilometers. So that will spot any missiles traveling slower than 60,000 kilometers. With the tracking speed that we've got, if it's traveling fast enough that we can't detect it, we don't have a chance of shooting it down anyway. So it really doesn't matter. We could probably drop this down to like 245. So 245, you divide that by 5, you get a missile doing 25,000 kilometers. No, I think we're going to do... Yeah, we're going to stick with this one. So let's... You know what, let's just prototype 0.5. Yeah. With the other one, it's exactly 1 hull size. So prototype that. Two of them. That gives us 2,800 tons. Alright, so we got a sensor, we got our armor, we got our fire control. We got bridge, crew quarters, we've got our engine, we got fuel storage, we have our 3 lasers. We need our power plant. Power plant, we need... Now, because we have 3 lasers drawing 2, we actually need a power plant of 6. 6.1 will do. Prototype that. Actually, I'm just gonna do 6.1. Prototype that. Power plant 6.1. Huh. Interesting. It creates it even... Okay. Good to know. As soon as you hit prototype, the prototype is created, even if you don't change it, even if you cancel anything else. So, yeah. Good to know. Alright. That is a pretty decent frigate. Yes. Why did the deployment time drop to 3? I said 9. I'll make it 6. Actually, better make... You know what? I think I will make it 9. There we go. Command and control. We just got the bridge. Nothing fancy or special there. That is fine. I am going to put a little bit of maintenance storage though. Just to get an MSP up high enough where that we can actually repair everything at least once. So that is fine. Cool. 3,090 tons. Good. Good. One extra fuel tank. There we go. Now it actually has 3 months worth of fuel. Which means, yeah, I'm going to drop this down to 6. No, you know, I will keep it 9. I'll keep it 9 because it might want to fly out there and sit somewhere idle. Cool, 9. All right. Shipyards. Our naval yard. I'm actually going to retool this one to it because it's got the 3 yards. Oh, yeah, right. Prototypes. Keep forgetting about that. Research prototype. Research prototype. Research prototype. Research prototype. Research prototype. And research prototype. So we have our laser. We have our power plant there. We have our sensors here and okay, sure, there and there. Active search. Why do I have both active search sensors? Oh yeah, because one's res 100, one's res 1. Is that all of them? Yeah, that's both of them. And that is it. Ah, we need the 6.1 reactor. So cue that to you. And cue up fuel consumption. Okay, now we need to time our actual tech. So, drop that. That's July. That's July. We actually got stuff queued up. What's actually the most expensive one? Power. Power is going to need more. So it's most expensive. So we'll bump him up to 7. Yeah, that'll do. Cool. That is our ship designed. Let's move along. Alright, there's one sensor done. Yep. That's the other sensor done. Alright, there is our tug. I'm going to detach you. Going to move you into logistics. There we go. So movement orders, fleets, Canary 1. Canary 1, tractor specific ship, add move, Earth, release tractored ships. Go fetch. Zoom, off he goes. Alright, there is our military engine done. How are we doing? So we got July, June. So that one's going to be done earlier. If we remove it, that'll put it 5th of July, which actually puts it dead on with the reactor. So we bump that. So around mid-July, we'll have everything. Beautiful. My God, he's gone far. Alright, there's reactor. Hang on, is this guy even going to have the range for this? 24.5 billion. Current range 53. Okay, I think he'll probably have the range for it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new ship class, and I am going to... Actually, you know what? Delete that. Tug. I'm going to copy you exactly. I'm going to strip out your tractor beam and replace you with a refueling system. Yes. So build point is 639, 552. So it's going to be cheaper. So how much is a refueling system? Refueling system costs 10. Okay. So we have a budget of about 60. We have a budget of about 60 build points. We've spent 10. How much is the standard fuel storage? 2. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Okay, that's a budget of 60 spent. Now, we've got to get it down to 28,000 tons. So, engine out, 28,000. Okay. Perfect. Emergency tanker, right there. And that should be buildable from the same yard. We can't double it up, no. Yeah, it doesn't do any good. Tanker. Now, one thing that has been asked at least once, so at the moment the minimum fuel is set to 0. That means that the tanker will basically drain itself dry when it gives up fuel. So what you do is you go here into miscellaneous and you just set the minimum fuel. I don't know if it's in millions, but we'll figure it out. So I think 250,000 fuel will be fine. So yeah, I don't know if that's 250,000 liters or not. I guess we'll figure it out. But yeah, that should make sure that it keeps 250,000 for itself, which should give it plenty of range once it's actually empty. So what we do is we go now to our shipyard for our tug, and ta-da! We can now build it without having to retool a new yard. So let's make this a tanker. I'm gonna call this one the military tanker because it's fast. It's not just moving fuel around. It's fast. It's specifically designed to refuel ships. All right, but I think this is probably enough for today. We've got some progress. We've shown a couple of little things that we haven't quite seen before, I think, so far. Well, at least that I haven't shown you in VB6. Specifically, touched on same yard building. Still most of the same stuff, but we had a little bit of fun with shipping around colonists into certain doom and waiting for civilians to bail them out. So, yeah, fun times. So, that is it for me today. Hopefully Steve doesn't release a patch that kills the save tomorrow. And join me for a stream tonight. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.